Wonderhussy here, just soaking up the warm winter sunshine down in Quartzsite, Arizona. I'm camping out here with a friend of mine. Well, just sort of enjoying the sunny winter weather. But believe it or not, I can't hang out sunbathing nude all day, every day. It does get kind of boring after a while. And thankfully, my friend is into the same kind of weird stuff that I am, and he's already been down here a couple weeks, so he's scouted out a bunch of interesting stuff we can go explore, including somewhere up in the mountains yonder, there's an old abandoned Airway beacon tower. If you watched that video I made a couple weeks ago, where I went to a giant concrete navigational arrow in Vegas, well, then you know that back in the 20s, when the U.S. airmail service first started, it was before they had radar, so they had to commission this series of giant concrete navigational arrows pointing the way across the entire United States, all the way from New York to Los Angeles, so the airmail pilots could find their way before radar. Now, the arrows were painted yellow, so they were pretty visible during the day, but for the pilots to be able to see them at night, well, apparently they had these beacon, like signal lights on towers mounted on some of the arrows. And well, unfortunately, most of those towers were dismantled during World War II because they needed all the scrap metal for the war effort. So if you remember in my video, the arrow that I hiked to, you could just see like little concrete foundations where the four legs of this tower would have stood back in the day where they did stand. Well, apparently my friend already hiked up and scouted this place, and he said the whole tower is still there and you can climb up it. So, as much as it pains me to do so, we're gonna put on some clothes and take a little drive over to the base of the mountains and then hike up to the top to check it out. Alright, we made it to the trailhead. Well, I guess we have to hike straight up this mountain here, and then there'll be this abandoned beacon tower, and it's supposed to be pretty cool. My friend Scott here hiked up to it the other day. It's cool. It's worth hiking to.
It's really cool.
Oh, okay.
Impressive views.
Are you would you call yourself an arrow nutter?
A beacon nutter.
He's really into those
Airway beacon nutter.
He's really into airway beacons and arrows. So let's go check it out. Alright, well, this is a steep friggin' trail. You can see how much elevation we've already gained. But what's wild is when they were building these towers and building the power poles, you know, the power line to go up there, they had to lug everything up here with mules. So they had back then. So imagine these poor mules dragging these giant power poles up this trail. I guess Scott hiked on ahead of me. He's already up at the tower. I should note, making this video, that I have two friends named Scott. Obviously, this isn't the same Scott that I hiked to the A12 crash site with. This is my friend Scott from Oregon. He happens to be, well, he happened to be traveling around the area in his van for several weeks, and he invited me to come down and meet up with him and do some exploring. Okay, we're almost there. Look at that. Dun, dun, dun! Holy moly, look at this thing. That is pretty cool. I guess I can understand why you're so fired up about these things. This is really neat. I mean, you're saying this has been here for what, like 95 years?
Yeah.
And it's still here. I mean, they tore most of these down for scrap metal in World War II. But I guess this one was, I don't know, maybe it was just too hard to get to or whatever.
And you see how the same like base that you saw on the other.
Oh yeah, if you watched my airmail arrow video that I shot in Vegas, the one up in Vegas, the arrow was there, but the tower had been torn down, and there were just four little concrete pads where you could see the legs of one of these. So one of these things here would have been at that Vegas site before they tore it down
And
for scrap.
At every single site across the country.
Wow, man, hundreds of these things. So these brackets here, you think were attached to the beacon? Because doesn't this look like it was made to rotate or something? Like it was sitting like this?
lights up there went like this.
And it rotated around like a lighthouse.
Same
I don't know.
colors.
You think this? Oh, well, yeah,
Yeah,
I suppose
that.
that could be a splash of paint from 95 years ago.
I mean, you gotta think, like,
You can see, yeah, look, that's like drips and drabs.
Right, with this thing up there,
Wow.
repainted? Why would they repaint it? But
Far out.
Somebody is coming.
Oh, zip ties. Oh, somebody built a little platform up there.
Like, what are they gonna do? Sleep on these things of wood? Like...
People like you that are so into these things, I mean, no telling what they come up here and do, Scott. Just saying, we don't know how many babies were conceived up here, okay?
Look at that flat bed.
Okay, well, guess what? There's still a ladder that's intact that goes all the way to the top of the tower where there's that little platform, and that's where the beacon is. And you know me, I ain't scared. I'll climb that ladder. I don't have a fear of heights. It feels solid. And what's more, Scott climbed it the other day, and it was legit.
I went only halfway.
Oh, you didn't go to the top?
No, I'm scared.
Don't be scared. We can do this.
Right, well, now we're together. So when we fall, you cut you down on
You'll
the
cushion my blow.
Yeah.
Okay, Scott said if I fall down, he'll, you know, call the police or something. So I think we should climb this ladder. What do you say? You're not scared, are you? I mean, it feels really solid. These rungs are very solidly bolted. I mean, these welds are 95 years old, and I'm sure they're just as strong as they were the day they welded them. I think we'll be fine. Yikes. Careful. Careful. Woo! Oh my god. We did it. Yikers, man. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not afraid of heights, and it did feel solid. But climbing that ladder is totally one of the sketchiest things I've ever done. Like right up there with the... If you've ever hiked Half Dome and you go up those cables at the end. Ooh, yikeroos. Okay, well, if you are afraid of heights, you probably don't want to watch this. So you've probably already turned the video off, but I'm just going to show the rest of you what I'm looking at up here. Okay, so first of all, there's Scott way down below. Yeah, he was taking pictures of me climbing, so I'll try to put those in the video. And then just to pan up, I think that's south. And then over here to the east is Quartzsite. That's where we're camping. That's where the nudist magic circle is over there. And then Quartzsite town is like over that way. And then I-10 comes through behind that mountain there. You can't see it there, but you can. Maybe over there, that's I-10, where all that traffic's passing. And then to the west, well, that goes on to Blythe, California. Yikes, man, I gotta be so careful. I'm gonna close this trap door. Let me show you what I just did. Okay, so I climbed up the ladder, and then there's kind of just this hinged trap door here, and I wanted to make sure I closed that so that I didn't accidentally step through the open space and fall down, because I would definitely die. You know what I mean? Like, I could easily die making this video, so I gotta be real careful. Okay, let's explore what we have up here on the platform of this friggin' airmail beacon tower. How cool is it? First of all, there's not that many of these left in the entire country. And second of all, the fact that it was fairly easily accessible, that hike wasn't that long or that bad. And third, that it's not, the platform trapdoor wasn't locked, and they basically just trust people to, well, not be idiots. One major downside is this tower is covered in bird poo, and so climbing up that ladder, I got a lot of really unsanitary bird crap all over my hands, and now it's all over my phone, and well, I'm gonna have to wash my hands very thoroughly after this hike. Anyway, let's check out what we have up here on this tower platform. This is a place that not very many people get to explore. Okay, so there's where we climbed up. This is this little square platform. This corner here, there's some kind of box. There's nothing in this corner. There's the beacon. And there's another box over on that corner, and another box over there. And then in the middle, I guess this is like, it's kind of like a lighthouse. Sorry if this footage sucks, but I really have a limited space to maneuver around here, and I don't want to fall to my death. This is like, it's like a lighthouse beacon. Look at that. Far out, man. I don't know anything about beacon technology, but it looks to me like, well, behind it on the back there, you can see, it looks like there was a light bulb. And then these these are like reflective dishes to magnify or amplify the light bulb, I guess. I don't see a space for a light bulb in front of this one though, on this side. Go around and look at the other side. This is the back. You shouldn't be, oh, you can't see through because it's solid. Okay, well, I guess. I think that bracket that we saw down below fell off of this. So there must have been another, you know what I'm guessing? Oh, well, if you look over here, see there's a beacon on that side. There was another one over here, and that's what that bracket down below is from. But the beacon itself is missing. Somebody must have stolen it or scavenged it. Anyway, back up to this thing. Okay, so the back of that is also, oh, I see, it's mirrored. It's just hard to figure out what I'm looking at. It feels like I'm in a fun house. Okay, so the back of this thing is all mirrored. It was curved and mirrored. You can see where the mirror has splintered over the last 95 years. And so apparently there was a light bulb in the back, and it reflected off of that entire mirrored, curved back wall. And then I don't know why there's this curved reflective dish in the front. It must have done something else to magnify it. But wow, I wonder how you open this thing to change the light bulb. Like, surely they had to change the bulb occasionally. Oh, look. This must be how. Oh, shut up. Oh, wow, look. Greg, holy moly, look at that. Wowzers, look at this. Shut the front freaking door. Oh my goodness. Scott, are you jealous? Well, you can come up here after I get down. We'll probably support both of us. Anyway, look, you can see that the back side of this thing was all mirrored. It's shattered now because, you know, it's 95 years later. What is this? Oh, no, it's not shattered. It's just the mirrored backing has started to peel off the back side. This is all solid. Wow, far out. So the, whatever it was, mylar, or I guess I didn't have mylar back then, whatever kind of reflective backing has just started peeling away. But the light bulb that I was talking about, that would have gone right in here, and it would have reflected off of that big curved mirrored back. And then this little dish here also somehow amplified it. And then I'm not sure why there's this one in the front here, but holy cannoli. Oh wow, look at the bottom. I think these are the little bits of, this must be the mirrored stuff that peeled off. You know, it's curled up and old, but that's little bits of the mirrored backing that peeled off the back side of this and then I guess rolled down out from behind there or something. I don't know. Wow, wait. This is a trip. Gosh, I don't have any of my stickers with me. It would be cool to leave a sticker up here, but I guess that would be defacing a historical artifact. But look at that. Now the front that we swung open looks like a porthole looking out on the desert. I feel like I'm in a desert lighthouse, man. This is so neat. Okay, well, for all the buffs out there, the airmail arrow buffs, the beacon buffs, you know, you probably don't get a chance to see something like this up close very often. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a nice long look at all the electronic components and wires, the way this thing was wired. I mean, look how old this wire is. You know what I mean? Is this from like 95 years ago? It's still very supple. And we're in the desert. It's so arid here. You think it'd be all dried out. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh. So cool. Holy cannoli. Wow. I know I probably sound like an idiot, but this, I'll be honest, I really didn't think this hike was going to be this exciting. I know Scott told me, well, there's a tower we can climb up and it's got a view. And I definitely wasn't anticipating being this excited about this airplane beacon. This is freaking cool. Okay, well, I mean, that was our last look. Let's close her up. And this thing is not, by the way, there's no rubber seal or anything. Like, there's no gasket keeping moisture out or anything. I mean, there is no moisture down here. We're in the desert. But I thought there would be some kind of rubber gasket, or maybe there was and it just dried up over the years, to have kept everything in there so well preserved, you know, the wires and everything. Well, I guess it just keeps the wind out, it keeps the dirt out, keeps the birds and their poop out. Okay, well now we're going to close each and every one of these bolts back up tightly because we want to leave it exactly how we found it. So that way, the next fool who climbs up here will have something cool to look at too. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. No joke. Okay, well what else do we have up here? So that's the central beacon, and gosh, I don't want to back up too much because, well, you know, Anyway, it's on this kind of like central tower. I don't know what would have been in this base. More wiring or something, maybe. Does it open? Almost looks like it. Wait, hold on a minute. What's this? Oh, it does open. Okay, I'm not sure. Like, there are these 3 latches here. 1, 2, and 3. So it almost looks like this bottom portion, like, comes off somehow. But I opened the latches, and it didn't seem like it was going anywhere. And it looks like it might be kind of heavy. And then, too, like, this tower does kind of sway. It feels like if you've ever been like in a real high-rise building, you can kind of feel the building moving with the wind. Well, that's what's going on with this tower. It's moving, and it's slightly unsettling, okay? Even for someone like me who's not afraid of heights. So I really don't want to be like messing around with this big heavy metal thing. I'm sure there's nothing in it. So apologies to anyone watching who's disappointed by that, but I'm just going to leave that one be. Okay, now we've got these mysterious metal boxes we need to check out. I mean, maybe they kept like old replacement light bulbs or something in here. Paperwork or something. Oh, wow, look. Oh, is that part of an old American flag? I think that's what that is. I mean, look at it. It's all real faded. But isn't that... Oh, maybe... Oh, I guess it wasn't an American flag. It was like a red... Some kind of red flag or tarp or something, but it's so old and brittle now. I don't know what these are. They were in the bottom there. Is this like a spark plug or something? God, I don't know anything about this stuff. Somebody watching will know. So there's about, I don't know, 6 of these in here. And then this old busted up tarp or flag. So we'll close that one. Now let's go see what's in the one back here. Oh, this one won't open. Oh, this isn't a box. I see. This one has a door that we gotta open. Oh, wow, look. That's what those things were for. Whatever that... It is kind of like spark plugs or... Oh gosh, I don't know anything about electricity. I know people watching this are probably going, "You idiot, it's a blah blah blah." Well, look at that, it's ceramic. And it's still perfect, the blue and everything. Bryant, made in USA. Fuse, oh, it says not a fuse. Oh, I was going to say it's their fuses, but it says not a fuse, so boy, I'm confused. Fuse, not a fuse? Oh, wow, but they look like fuses to me. What do I know? Motor, this one says it was for motor. Beacon, oh, okay, so these were the, whatever the equivalent of a fuse is, that's not a fuse. For the motor, for the beacon, for the sea light, I'm not sure what that would be. And that's also for the sea light. And then what are these things? Oh, some kind of electrical stuff. Far out, wow. And then look, there's a little pocket in the door. There was probably some kind of checklist or whatever. Anytime they went up and changed the not fuses, they would write down the date or something. Wow. Close that back up. Okay, we got one more box over here to check out. You can see what I mean when I say there's bird poop everywhere up here. It's really gross. Okay, what's in here? Oh, look. What was this? Looks like it said front something. Gosh, I don't know. There's all kind of wires in here. Wires, rope. Holy cow, this is a trip. I'm surprised there's not a logbook in here where people sign their names, you know? Like, anybody foolhardy enough to climb up here. Look at this stuff. Oh. Man, I'd love to leave a little surprise in here for the next person, but unfortunately I didn't bring anything. Oh, look, a knife. I wonder why there's a knife in here. Yikes. Oh, wow, look at this. Is it like a voltmeter or something? I guess. I guess this is just where they kept all their electrical testing stuff, like when they came up here to do maintenance. Oh yeah, if you look, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of dark in there, and I don't want to go digging too deep, but there's a coil of wire, like a spool of wire. Chem wick. Well, this doesn't look that old. Huh. Well, maybe people have been coming up here more recently, I don't know. Oh yeah, because look, there's a bunch of plastic zip ties. Those definitely aren't that old. Interesting. Okay, before we climb down, there's one more thing to look at, and there's this beacon too. And unfortunately, this beacon here is right at the edge of the platform, so the only way to look at it is if I hang my arm over the outside. Very precarious. Oh, can't see too much of this one because it's totally covered in bird poop. But it does have those little hinges on it. I suppose we could try opening it up and look inside. Might as well. Like I said, I don't know when I'll be back up here. Look, there's the label. You guys can look at that while I'm undoing these. Okay, so I undid all these bolts. This thing is hinged. So now it's gonna swing open and we'll be able to see what's inside. Oh wow, look, it's red on the back. It was a red light. Wow. Okay, now we gotta hang our phone over the edge of this freaky friggin' tower to look inside. Yeah, oh wow, the light bulb is still in there. Shut up, look at that. Holy moly, I bet that light bulb is worth money. There's probably such a thing as light bulb collectors, and that's gotta be a pretty rare light bulb. Look at it after all these years. It's still totally intact, isn't that nuts? So I guess that light, let me pull my arm back to safety. This must have been a red light, a red beacon. You know, for like the red light district. Far out. Let me close this back up. Do these bolts back. Holy cow. Wow. Okay, so I closed everything back up. If you're watching this, I didn't leave anything open or whatever. Leaving it exactly as I found it. And now, unfortunately, we gotta climb back down that ladder. Yikes. But man, before I go down, one more just look around up here, because this is a pretty unique place to be. Look here, what does this say? Something Aeronautics Authority. U.S. Aeronautics Authority, I think. Wow, that's so neat. Holy wow. Oh, here we go. Look at this. This says Civil Aeronautics Authority. Serial number 374132. Made by Krauss-Heinz Company. Will all be the Krauss-Heinz Company. I wonder if they're even still in business. Okay, well, we have thoroughly investigated everything at the top of this tower. I mean, I left no stone unturned, no cubbyhole unopened. It's the Wonderhussy way. There's one other thing I should say before I come down from here, and Scott really wants me to remember the mules. Okay, remember those poor mules that had to lug everything up here, and that includes these light bulbs and this heavy beacon, like all that had to be packed up here by these mules. So let's all take a moment to remember the mules. Okay, and now, unfortunately, it's time to climb down. Yikes. Okay, well, I'm gonna put my phone away because I want to have all my hands grabbing them rungs. Ugh, look how dirty my hands are. But wow, what an amazing thing to see. This was cool. Okay, wish me luck. I'm going down. I've never been so happy to be on terra firma again in my life. That was, without question, like I said, one of the sketchiest things I've ever done. Are you gonna climb up?
Yeah, I gotta, now I'm shamed into the ascent.
Yeah, come on, man.
I'll have to do.
Please tell me my balls aren't bigger than yours, Scott.
I was claiming that I didn't do it last time I was here because I didn't have a backup here. I was claiming.
Well, it's true. He was alone, and it probably wouldn't have been smart. But hey, I'm here, man. I can carry you back down to the car, no
You
problem.
can call the mule team.
Okay, there goes Scott. Now he's gonna climb up there. We'll give him his privacy while he does that climb. Here's something he pointed out to me after I got back down. He pointed out to me that there's these there were these, I guess you call them guy lines that were attached to the tower to hold it in place, but they were all cut down. There's one, and then there's ones on the other side too. Man, so there really is nothing holding this tower in place. That's okay, Scott. Scott's a modern man. He's in touch with his masculinity, and if you don't want to go any higher, that's fine.
Call the mules.
Wow, so you just kind of got the willies halfway up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man, because you can feel the tower moving, and it's freaky. Hey, wait, Scott, this is why Scott's cool. He just said he doesn't mind being emasculated.
No, she did it, I did it.
Well, so you didn't get to see everything up there, but...
So I realized, I was too scared to go up there, but I have Wonderhussy's video to show me everything I missed, just like you, so maybe that's part of the reason I'm chickening out.
Yeah, why go up there and risk your life when you can just tune in and watch the video?
Yes.